I get into like, I think that the people, ancient Egypt and the Egyptians had some sort of, oh my gosh, okay. Bear with me for a second.
Okay.
I believe, based on my thorough research, that the ancient Egyptians
Yes.
had some sort of other technology that we do not currently have to build the pyramids. They don't make sense to build them the way that they did, just chiseling rock with a chisel and stone and building it to this magnificent pyramid with the structural integrity that it has. They're still standing today and they're perfect.
Yeah.
They're literally perfect. So, did you know that, and take this with a grain of salt because I heard it on the internet. Do you know who owns the inside of pyramids? Some of the pyramids in Egypt.
I have no clue.
Motherfucking NASA.
All right, we are live in front of our 200,000 subscribers.
Woo! Just hit 200,000 subscribers on YouTube. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Obviously, we do this for the fans.
Yes, I am your host, Austin Vanderford. My beautiful co-hosts, Dennis Vanderford and Paige Vanderford.
Thank you.
And we just hit 200,000 on YouTube.
We did.
That is crazy.
That's insane because this is going much awesomer than I expected, I guess.
Yes.
I wasn't sure about a podcast between. I mean, I know you're hilarious.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr. Personality, and people could hear you talk forever. I wasn't sure.
Well, I don't know.
Sure about
I don't know
myself.
that everyone will agree with that, but
okay. Well,
but I
I
appreciate
do.
it. But you could listen to me talk.
I
forever.
could listen to you talk forever.
Okay, cool.
Let's tell everyone what we have going on right this second.
Well, I about 2 minutes ago just had to get up and open the door and yell to have our family quiet down just a little bit.
Just be a little more quiet.
We have a house full of family right now.
We do. We have your sister and brother-in-law, and there are 3 kids.
Yep.
And I have, before we jump into, I know you have an incredible episode planned, some funny things that I've heard lately.
Coming out of their mouths.
And I wrote this one down.
Okay.
And Paxton is 5.
Yes. Yeah. My nephew is 5. He was actually born the day. It was the same day. It was the same day I did the Contender Series. I had half my family at the Contender Series fight, the other half in the hospital with my sister.
As she was giving birth, you were fighting.
Yep. So
talk about family stress.
Yeah, no kidding.
But luckily that was their 3rd kid, so it wasn't like unfamiliar, and they knew she's a strong mama and she'd get through it. Yeah.
So the funny thing about that too, before you get into, so yes, their 3rd kid, and being an outsider, I see everything. So my sister and brother-in-law, they got pregnant fairly early on. They were younger, whatever, because the oldest one is
10.
Portland
so is 10.
My sister is
32.
Yeah, 2 years younger than me, and so 22 when she had her first one. And it was so funny. For the first kid, it was everything so strict. Like no like unorganic food, nothing like that.
Soda.
Like no soda, nothing. And then as it progressed, then the second child was a little more lenient.
You get a little bit more,
Paxton,
a little bit more.
And it's like, oh, we're just doing this shit again.
Yeah.
We're having another kid.
At that point, it's like you're a parent and you're doing the best you can.
But it's funny how it like went through the 3.
Yeah. And I will say it's also crazy to see how different all 3 of their personalities are.
Oh, it's wild.
Given having the same parents.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it goes from like, well, I was going to say it goes from really mild to medium mild to crazy, but the middle one and the youngest one they can kind of switch.
They can go back and forth.
Yeah.
So, we celebrated Easter with our family.
Yeah.
So the Easter bunny came to our house, and Paxton, the youngest, 5 years old, said, and I quote, the Easter Bunny is a really big fan of Uncle Austin and Aunt Paige, and that's why we got so much cool stuff.
Oh, jeez.
So I don't know.
Oh,
We
man.
did their Easter baskets because they were traveling.
Yes.
And hopefully they can't hear us.
Yeah.
But of course, I was like, I don't know what to do for kids for Easter baskets. So I just went nuts.
Yes, you did.
So I'm like, this floaty, it's like a riding bowl that you can ride on in the pool, and
Yep.
it's the size of our pool,
Yeah, it's giant.
huge.
Yeah.
And then floaties, and all of the eggs had money in them, and
Yeah, all the eggs had dollar bills
I don't
in
know
them.
where the dollars
Where'd
came
you
from.
get so many dollar bills from?
We had a lot of ones.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about where,
But-
especially the kids have these dollar bills.
Easter Bunny
Gosh damn it.
brought a lot of dollar bills and the eggs this year.
Well, he's a big fan. So
Big fan.
Yeah.
He's a really big fan of us.
Okay, that's
But
really
that was
funny.
the favorite thing about me when I would find the Easter eggs that would have money in it. It
Yes.
was like a big deal.
Yes, yes.
But I think our Easter eggs had like 25 cents in each
Yeah.
one, or something pretty mild.
Yeah.
The other thing that I learned
Yep.
about myself from having nieces and nephews.
Yes.
Otherwise, I don't think I would know this fact at all.
Okay.
So, all of a sudden, your sister calls
Yeah.
and was like, "Hey, when did Paige get in Henry Danger?"
Oh yes, the little
Danger. So
TV
I'm like,
show.
what are you talking about?
Yeah.
So they sent us a video, and I have since seen. But apparently, there is an episode of Henry Danger, and they must have gotten the licensing agreement from the UFC.
Which to tell the fan, Henry Danger is a show on Nickelodeon or something like
kids
that,
show.
right? Yeah.
Kids show. We'll have to put a screen grab, but they put my UFC debut in Henry Danger.
Yeah, which is so funny.
Like, one, UFC, I would like to know, like,
Yeah.
tell me, like, hey, by the way, your fight is going to be chosen for Henry Danger or putting in Henry Danger.
Yeah.
Should I be compensated? Because I see that episode all the time.
Yeah, it is on. Yeah, they've sent us quite a few little
Snippets.
well, yeah. They should at least ask permission, I feel like. But,
Right? Like,
yeah.
shouldn't I give permission to be, like, obviously the UFC, I guess in the contracts we sign, must be able to use our image and
For
likeness
sure. Yeah.
forever.
Yeah.
But at least tell me, like, that I'm going to be in a TV show.
Yeah.
But I guess it's cool. It was something like we found out because of our nieces and nephews.
Yeah.
And now we know.
Yeah, so and it makes them think you're even more of a
It
superstar.
does. It makes, sorry, I'm adjusting my seating position. It makes them think I'm really famous because I'm in a Nickelodeon show.
So was there the Easter Bunny being, was there any other funny, have you heard any other funny shit?
I'm sure. But
I
those
have
are
a couple.
Okay,
Yeah.
you go next.
So I don't really think Paxton's 5. I don't think he quite understands. I mean, he understands what he's saying. He's at that age where he knows.
Yeah.
But anyways, he's kind of in a little phase where he likes to call people puss little pusses. So and of course me, I riff
You
around
really
with him.
egg
and,
him on.
Yeah, he and I, we get into it because he's at that age where, he comes up and for no reason punches me in the nuts or
Likes
does.
to roughhouse.
Yeah, and, and I like to.
That was funny.
I egg on a
Your
little bit.
sister and I were
Yeah.
getting piercings, getting our ears pierced.
Yeah.
And you guys were at the card shop down the street.
Oh.
You guys came in as we were checking out, and you guys are
Yes.
you guys are holding coffee, Cuban coffee,
Some Cuban coffees. Yep.
some Cuban coffee from Miami. He comes up and just punched you square in the dick.
We're in this jewelry store, and
Yep.
yeah, and I'm holding 2 coffees, and I go, and Paxton just comes up and just punches me right in the penis, and of course I spill the coffee all over him, and it's hot, and I spill all over.
Oh, coffee all over this really nice. It was like basically like a piercing salon. It's
Yeah.
super girly. And yeah, you spilled coffee all over him, all over the floor.
Oh yeah. So he got douched with coffee, and he got in trouble.
Yes, for punching you in the wiener.
So then his other funny thing And I know the origins of this, but he's got a couple things mixed up. So our family, funny thing to say or whatever is chicken biscuit. Like, chicken biscuit or something. And whatever. I don't even remember who. Maybe my mom says it. Mm-hmm. Sounds like a mom thing to say. It does. But then some other people in our family really like to utilize the F word and fuck this or fucking this. Yes. And well, he intertwined both of them, and so something happened that aggravated him, and he's like, oh, fucking biscuit.
Fucking biscuit. Which it is bad now because you'll go and whisper it in his ear, fucking biscuit, to get him to say it.
I'm the uncle who
eggs him on
a little bit.
All right, serious question.
Okay,
so obviously we have our family staying with us for like 3 weeks. We were around our nieces and nephews all the time because either we're going back and forth between Alaska and here, or they're coming here.
Yep.
Does it make you want kids more or less?
I'm more and more leaning towards maybe we'll just be the cool aunt and uncle and have grab a couple more dogs.
So, and I didn't want to say that. I hoped you were going to say it. It's not that. No, I absolutely love kids.
Yeah.
And we have so much fun with them. But then I start to think about like our lives, like how much it would change if we had kids, and how we couldn't do the things that we're doing now with our family, and how we have the opportunity to like spoil them and be like the really, really fun aunt and uncle.
Yeah.
And I don't want to take that away from them.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, we're fortunate enough to be in a spot where I guess if we want to go hang out with kids, we could just hop on a flight to Alaska or
we get to be fun. We get to give them back. We get to
it's
spoil them.
It's the typical. Yes, it is. It's like
we don't have to punish them.
Yeah. It's one of those things. I mean, of course, we definitely want kids, and But the more, no, it's not. Yeah.
But here's the thing, too, is we're going to be doing it if we do have kids so much later.
Yeah.
I'm 30 or 34. And I'm nowhere near ready, honestly, myself.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean.
I know. It's crazy. Like, a year goes by or whatever. And especially me, thinking back in my younger days and all that, thinking like, okay, when's the right time to have kids? When am I going to have kids? And, and I always remember thinking like, oh, 30's perfect. I'll have my first kid when I'm 30.
And that's what like these inspirational things on Instagram and blah, blah, blah. And like parents back in the day, it'd be like, oh, it's fine. Like don't worry. Women can have kids after 30. Like, don't worry. Or you can have kids at 30. So like, if you want to wait to 30, you're totally fine. It's like, okay, now I'm 30. Like, okay, does that now push? Like, it's okay to wait until you're 35.
Yeah.
Like, it just felt like 30 was the cutoff. Like, women you need to be pregnant like no later than 30. And now, obviously, I know a lot of women who have had kids later and extremely successful.
For sure.
And I would say the majority of moms say to wait.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, you think about it. But then I literally just popped in my head right here. You have that time, right? Like, you have kids. My sister and Nick, they're inching closer and closer to the time where it's like the kids are old enough now where like one of them can babysit both of them, and they're getting a little more freedom,
self-sufficient.
Yeah, but then there's that time period where it's like you're pretty much with them, all the time, or you should be, and you should be. And so now the longer we wait or whatever, then it's like, well, damn, now we're in, in our 40s or whatever. And it's that time period where we've got to be like, yeah. And then the time that they're old enough to be able to start doing it, it's like, now we're 60 or whatever, or something like that. It's like,
you just don't know when the right time
crazy.
is.
Yeah.
And I guess we can relate it too to like your dad had you kids, you're
older. I mean,
lot
he
older.
was. My dad must have been 41, I think, when he had me.
Yeah, and then my mom had us at 20 and 22.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think I left my dad's nut sack when I was like,
yikes.
he was 40, and then
Okay.
I was just hanging out with my dad's nuts for such a weird way to put it. Yeah.
So I guess I can see both sides of it. Like I get like for me and my mom, it's fun now because we can be friends, and she's only 52, so it's like we really are friends. Like, in a lot of the women that I hang out with, my friends are older.
Yeah.
So it's
good gosh, isn't it so weird to think that there was one point where we were just a single little sperm?
I don't think about that.
That is so. You were like
At
your
all.
dad's little sperm thing for a while. Anyways,
Please don't talk about my dad's sperm.
yeah, really
Please.
crazy.
One funny thing that I used to do
Yeah.
when I was a kid,
Yeah.
because I was a cesarean, so I came out of my mom's stomach.
Yes.
Any of my friends who were born normal way, vaginally, I was just like, well, you came out of your mom's vagina. I didn't.
Yeah, so they're
I don't-
pussies.
I don't know why I would brag about that, because that's awful. And I know how traumatic cesareans are. Like, I ruined my mom for life. Like, giving birth is like a miracle in and of itself.
Yes.
People don't realize, like, having birth is a big deal.
Yeah.
But then, so my mom, this is going to be a lot. Sorry, Mom. Yeah, I was massive. I was 9 pounds 12 ounces after I peed.
Jeez.
So I was a 10-pound baby.
Yeah.
And my mom is like tiny.
Yes.
So I was unable to be born vaginally. So I was a planned cesarean.
Yeah.
And I feel so bad because back in the day, women's bodies, like, when you give birth, they're not sewing you up for like aesthetic reasons. You just gave birth, so they're just stitching you up so you can be with your kid. So of course, it wasn't as cosmetically appealing as she would have liked.
Good gosh.
Sorry.
Yeah. So you enjoy, well, I don't know if I would say enjoy, but and maybe you do enjoy. You like watching birthing videos.
I don't like it.
And you try to get me to, you're like, hey, you want to see this?
Well,
I'm like, no, I do not want to see it.
Because now having kids has been like, everyone's asking us when we're going to have freaking kids. So now, for whatever reason, they came up on my For You page and they show the whole thing. And it is like...
Wait, so people have asked when you're going to have kids and then it starts popping up on your For You page?
Yes. Our iPhones are listening to us.
They're listening to us. Yep.
So all of a sudden, boom, spread eagle, head, crowning. And it's like, dear heavens, I don't know if I can do that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Okay, that's our kid talk for the day. We have a bunch of kids here.
Yeah.
We're having a great time. I'm also a little bit anal, we have realized.
Okay.
Oh, I just don't like messes.
Oh, yeah. Well,
I don't like stains and dirty fingers.
Yeah, we're kind of,
Like, I already know I have my carpet cleaner on speed dial isn't gonna come like deep clean all of our furniture. Which we don't even
really have any carpet. We just have.
Well, no, the furniture. Like,
I know. Yeah.
They'll steam clean it. All right. That was our kickoff with family here. Before we jump into what you have planned.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about, we had 2 write-ins.
Okay.
From some fans, and I think they're going to be great. So here we go.
Okay.
This one is from Ivy Jean. Thank you for listening, Ivy. It says, hello, Paige and Austin. My name is Ivy, and I'm a big fan. I absolutely love your podcast, and I admire your relationship. Mm-hmm. I'm a 90s 4 baby, too, and I relate a lot to your content and conversations you have with your hubby and Dennis. My dog baby is the same age as Dennis, and a very similar story. I'm planning our first vacation to Miami for my 9-year anniversary. Wow. And he's a big Miami Heat fan, and this will be our first NBA game.
Oh, cool.
I would love to hear about some places to eat or adventure while we are there. Thank you.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So we kind of talked about going to a Miami Heat game as well.
We did. Yeah. We were talking about bringing the family over and checking a game out.
Going to a game. Gosh, places to eat. We don't get out very often.
Yeah. I mean, in Miami, we have our, of course, we love... if you're looking for like a really fancy
Komodo is our favorite, I think, is like a fancy night out. Very trendy, expensive Miami restaurant.
Yeah.
Very good though.
Oh, so good.
Pretty much can't go wrong in Miami. You have to get Cuban food while you're here.
Yes.
Have to.
Yeah. Where did we? Okay. We went to a Thai. Maybe we went to 2 Thai places. We went to one.
I could never remember what they're called, but they were so
I can't
good.
either. And there's a couple. One was it in the art district that we went to?
I couldn't tell you.
I know. Gosh damn it. Yeah. Anyways.
So.
Yeah, a couple good Thai places we went to, but Komodo, if you can get to Komodo, or if you want to treat yourselves a little, yeah, it's so good.
So good.
The
All right.
Peking duck, awesome.
It's like their thing.
Yeah, love the Peking duck.
All right. We got another one from Craig.
Okay.
Hi, guys. I know the chance of this email being read is very slim. No, it's not. You're on the podcast.
You made it.
Oh, I read every email.
Yep.
I check that thing every day.
Here we go.
But I had to take this chance and send it. After weeks, I finally managed to buy a copy of Rise, Paige's book.
Ah, cool.
I wrote a book, which I do want to talk about on the future podcast.
Yeah.
That's going to be an emotional one. So we got to mentally prepared. But yes, I wrote a book. It's called Rise. And this book has already made me cry. Oh, and I feel so proud because the strength that comes through is incredible. I understand that you still have a lot of unnecessary nastiness aimed your way, but I want to try and speak for the people and help you. Oh, and just say thank you.
Oh.
You both create a safe space that we can enjoy each week. And for that hour, I really feel a part of something. So please don't stop. Oh my gosh, I'm going to cry on this one, Craig.
Dang, Craig.
So many people want so much from you guys. And I just want to say thank you for being who you are. Have the most wonderful day, Craig. Oh,
damn,
Craig.
That was really cool.
And that's the thing about like this podcast. Why I don't think we're ever gonna stop is because.
Also, though, before you go, Craig, shoot us over your address.
Oh, actually, let's do both.
Or actually, both.
Both Craig and Ivy Jean, email us again. Send us your address because we just hit 200,000 subscribers.
We'd love to do a little something for you guys.
And you're both gonna get a fan gift.
Yeah, for sure.
So, what was I saying?
That's why you feel like you'll never really want to stop.
Yeah, because it's created such a community of people who are actually fans.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Appreciate what we're putting out. Like we're doing this so people can get to know us more, and it's so hard on social media to share enough long form content for people to really know who you are.
Yeah,
and you're really just posting the best parts of your life. Like
yeah, you get little snippets here and there, and you don't get to. But we're down to really talk about
all of it.
I've got a couple things coming up that
I do want to mention. I think your nose is infected.
Yeah, my nose is
really red. Good.
Yeah, at this point
you were bleeding on the last couple
okay
podcasts.
Yeah, the last one. Yeah, my nose is struggling a little bit.
Yes.
But
all right.
I haven't really taken a break from training.
No,
so,
you haven't.
Yeah.
And
put a little Band-Aid on.
You're on the wrestling mats, and I'm like, you're gonna get MRSA on your nose, and your nose is gonna fall off.
Yeah, cut off your nose to spider face.
Office reference.
The Office.
Office reference.
Speaking of that, you are on a new show kick right now. And
am I?
Yes, and this blew my mind. So our family's in town again. Our favorite restaurant
in
around
South
this
Florida.
Is Oceans 234. It's in Deerfield Beach. So if you guys are local and want to catch us,
let them know that we sent you because they know us now.
Let us know or let them know we sent you. But also if you want to run into us, we're there.
Yep.
Anyways. So we're there, we're waiting for a table, and we were going to have a cocktail, and I had got a beer or something, no, you sent me up to the bar, and you're like, hey, would you go get yourself whatever, and then would you get me a Cosmopolitan? And I'm like, what? But I didn't really say anything, and I just went up.
You're
and
like, what the hell? Because we all know I'm a tequila girl.
Yeah, so I go up, and anyways, I wasn't getting help, so I came back to where we were sitting, and a waitress had came, and she's like, here, if you give me your order here, it'll be quicker. So anyway, I was like, I'll take a beer or whatever, and you're like, I was thinking about the Cosmo, but I think I'm gonna go martini. And just threw me off again, and I'm like, what in the fuck has gotten into a Cosmo and a martini for you? I was like, are you? Anyways, come to find out, it's because she's on a
Sex in the City.
Yes. So Paige, for those who know, a big Office fan, but Paige has got like 5.
I have issues.
She's got 5 TV shows that she will watch over and over again for
like 6 months, 3 to 6 months.
Yeah, a couple months or whatever, and it's on every night before bed.
Yes.
And so she watches. It's Sex in the City, I can name them all: Sex in the City, The Office, Parks and Rec, Grace and Frankie, and then Psych. We haven't really watched Psych in a while. But okay, put those in order 5.
No. Oh, you're missing one.
What's the other one? So 6.
I'm not going to tell you. You have to figure it out.
Okay, Psych, The Office, Parks and Rec, Sex in the City, Grace and Frankie.
Frankie and Grace.
And
Friends.
Fuck.
Good job, honey.
Yeah. So Friends.
I alternate between those 6 shows.
Yes.
I'll watch one for probably like 3 months, and then I'll switch to the next show. And I've seen every episode of every season. So.
And I just want everyone to know this is on the heels of her telling me this maybe two nights ago. Because it was when her family was here. Because her family was here. Anyways, a few nights ago, this is on the heels of her telling me I can't watch another minute of college basketball. I'm like, bitch, really? I watch your show every single night to go to bed.
You're sleeping. Okay.
I can't.
If I have to rank them.
Yes.
If I'm honestly having to rank my shows.
Emphasis on the bitch.
Bitch. Okay. I can't not put Office as number 1. I just can't.
Office has got to be
Office is number 1.
Yep.
I would say Friends is number 2.
Okay.
Sex in the City's 3.
Okay.
Let's see. Then Frankie and Grace, Parks and Rec, then Psych.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I could move Frankie and Grace around. That could move up a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I think I'm going. Now these are just your shows, not my favorite.
Tell everybody how much you love Sex in the City.
I do love The Office. So Office number 1. Maybe Sex in the City number 2.
Yes.
The one girl who's just a total slut is really funny.
Samantha.
Yeah, giving blowjobs all the time. Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Honestly, though, if I can interrupt, it's podcast research. It's literally research. It is sex and relationships. Everything we know all about.
Friends isn't bad. But gosh, something about Ross. He's just kind of a pussy. Ross just kind of drives me crazy.
Every time we watch Friends, you're like, gosh, the guys on this show are just
No,
soft.
not the guys. Ross.
Oh.
Ross just kind of rubs me the wrong way.
No, but I will
sometimes.
say the difference between like the male figures on Sex in the City is they're from New York. They're not like pull up your bootstraps and go hunt in the wilderness in Alaska or go deckhand a boat. Like it's just a different lifestyle. I hear you though, because we've had this conversation before on one of the podcasts. I think the girls on Friends are hot. I don't think the men are. Obviously, they're just not my type.
Coach Bruno would not agree with you about the girls.
No, he doesn't think the girls are hot.
Our coach, which we've talked about before, he thinks they're homely.
Okay.
Yeah. Homely. The girls are homely on Friends.
Okay. You had stuff planned for us.
Yeah.
But let me jump us off because I feel like I have the perfect way to segue this. It was our birthdays.
Yes.
It was our birthdays. I'm an Aries.
Yes.
You're an Aries.
Yeah.
Do you believe in astrology?
Is now a good time whether I tell you that I think you're bipolar or...
It's a great time to tell people.
This was our weekly, well, I wouldn't say weekly fight, but
it wasn't a fight.
It wasn't a fight, but what was going on?
I was just stressed out. I just get stressed out sometimes.
She's
and
stressed. I'm
you
on
get
the
all
couch.
Pissy because you're like, life's great. Why should you stress out? Life's so good. We're so blah, blah, blah. Guess what? People fucking stress out. They just do.
So, and I didn't straight up say, babe, you're bipolar. I simply asked the question. I said, babe.
Which is the perfect time when your wife's freaking the fuck out, stressed out, angry, tired, for you to say what?
All I asked, I said, hey, babe, have you ever thought, do you think maybe you're bipolar? So I wasn't like calling her.
And
I wanted to know her honest opinion.
Well, my honest opinion in that moment was fuck you. And
yes. And she was like, that was not very nice. And then she kind of started crying a little bit.
And then I was crying.
Kind of proved my point a little more. But anyway, so, but not necessarily all jokes aside, but
I know it's not funny.
Yeah,
But when I sat down and thought about things, so then I got into this like just whirlwind of thoughts and emotions, and like, holy shit, like that could explain all of my issues.
And you also WebMD'd it.
I did WebMD it.
Yeah.
But then I went back and so I had been journaling kind of the entirety of my UFC career.
Yeah.
I would journal every day.
Yep.
And I went back and there was this like common theme of either I was really happy or I was really, really, really depressed.
So after that comment was made, she gives her reaction. She goes back to the bedroom and she got into the
my
one of
notebooks.
our little notebooks, and she pulls out a notebook, and it was dated it was like 2017 or something. 2015. I'm laying on the couch watching basketball, and she comes out and throws a notebook at me. And the first page is dated 2015. I read it, and it's literally the same shit. Like,
and I was like trying to just tell you, like, my point of it was like, read this, like, this is the person you married, and I've been this way since 2015.
Yeah.
So you're fucking stuck with me.
Yeah, and it was, yes, but the point of the whole thing is, she was really upset, stressed out. I called her bipolar, which probably wasn't smart of me. I didn't call her bipolar. I just asked. And then,
you implied.
But then the next morning, it was like all good and everything. She's like the happiest person in the world.
People have emotions.
I know.
But some of the symptoms, and this is not to make light of a mental disorder.
Yeah.
But I have gone to therapy.
Yes.
Quite a bit. And there is a chance that I am probably bipolar. Yeah. So.
And I didn't say it was a bad thing. But when you hear it, a lot of people, I think a lot of people connect being bipolar with like having extreme anger and all this, but it's not. It's like,
I do.
Yeah, I wasn't going to say that.
No, my thing, I think people see it as like, and there's, of course, me being in my lows is really bad, but there's a lot of things that I obsess about. And when I'm in my highs, I can get everything done.
Oh,
I'm like,
for sure.
I'm on the moon. And then I have my lows where it's like, I don't want to get out of bed for like a week. Yeah,
it's crazy. Yeah. And it's hard for, and like someone who which I have my own issues, but that's not one of them for myself. So it's hard for me to fathom like the feeling and stuff that you go through and the emotions.
I mean, even like reading some on WebMD, of course.
Yeah.
Mood swings, yes. Sadness, yes. Elevated mood, anger, anxiety, apathy, yes. Euphoria, general discontent, yes. Guilt. I literally feel guilty all the time.
I know. Yeah.
Behavior.
Yeah.
Irritability.
Yeah.
Taking risky behaviors. Yeah.
Yep.
Disorganized behavior. I don't think I'm disorganized.
No, I don't think so either.
Aggressive, yes. Agitated all the time.
Yeah.
Crying all the time.
Yeah.
Excessive desire for sex. Yes or no?
Yes.
Hyperactivity, impulsivity, yes.
Yeah.
Unwanted thoughts. Oh my gosh. Like, I'll lay in bed and have unwanted thoughts forever. Difficulty falling asleep.
That's exactly. You have like these thoughts and trying to go to sleep, and it's like where I'll wake up at 4 a.m. and I'll roll over and she's still on her phone like doing stuff. I'm like, what in the hell are you doing? But anyways, this is a conversation for me and my therapist. Thank you. Yes, exactly. So let's move on to astrology. So the reason I don't know how we got to astrology and me just being bipolar. We're both. Do you believe in astrology? So I've said this about other things. I've said if the moon can affect the tide, then the moon can affect my sleep. That's true. So I started thinking about it. Mm-hmm. when we're born, right? We come out of the womb and we have soft little heads, right?
I have no idea where you're going with this.
Okay, babies have like soft spots or whatever, and we know because we know people who,
We know because
really
you've been dropped on your head a lot.
Well, yeah, no, but we know sad stories of kids growing up in foster homes and laying, like, the shape of their head can be so manipulated and stuff like that. Anyways, we won't get it. But so here's my thought.
Okay.
And I just thought of this. So when you're born, you got a soft little head or whatever day you're born, whatever month or whatever, the pressure of everything, the moon, and because the moon can affect water and tides. It like molds your head in a certain way, or
I think 100% of what you just said is nonsense.
Yeah, it probably is. But anyways, no, I'm not really a big astrology. Yeah.
I'm not going to get into the moon and the tides.
Okay.
But I am going to read our.
Yeah, that was probably a lot of nonsense right there.
Oh,
okay.
yeah. That was.
Please go for it and give us something a little more studious.
I will. Aries, March 21st, which you were the first
I'm the cutoff.
day. You're the cutoff to April 19th.
Yeah, I'm the start.
The start. Okay. So some of this stuff I feel applies to me.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. Anyways, okay. Aries loves to be number one. So it's no surprise that these audacious rams are the first sign of the zodiac. Bold and ambitious, Aries dives headfirst into even the most challenging situations, which is appropriate since part of their body is associated with Aries as the head.
Yeah.
Like their fellow fire signs, Leo and Sagittarius, Aries is passionate, motivated, and confident leader who builds community with the cheerful disposition and relentless determination. Part of that is true for both of us, but I don't build a community. I am a lone ranger.
Yeah, I know. And that's the thing is like I can read some of these and I can pick some things. I'm like, yeah, that definitely.
From all of them though. You could read me in the astrology sign from a completely different whatever.
For sure.
And I would be like, yeah, that applies to me too. It says uncomplicated and direct in their approach. They often get frustrated by exhaustive details and unnecessary nuances. They like things quick and dirty. A temperament also reflective in their sexual proclivities.
Okay. So what's your thought? Astrology, zodiac signs, compatibility.
I've said it before.
Yeah.
I think it's all bullshit.
Okay.
There has to be something to it, I guess, because astrology's been like around forever. I don't know. The stars, like, but I also am like
the moon.
The stars, the moon, whatever.
Gravity, all that shit.
Where I kind of, but then I get into like, I think that the people, ancient Egypt and the Egyptians had some sort of, oh my gosh, okay. Bear with me for a second.
Okay.
I believe, based on my thorough research, that the ancient Egyptians had some sort of other technology that we do not currently have to build the pyramids. They don't make sense to build them the way that they did, just chiseling rock with a chisel and stone and building it to this magnificent pyramid with the structural integrity that it has. They're still standing today and they're perfect.
Yeah.
They're literally perfect. So, did you know that, and take this with a grain of salt because I heard it on the internet. Do you know who owns the inside of pyramids? Some of the pyramids in Egypt.
I have no clue.
Motherfucking NASA.
Really?
Did you know NASA owns a portion of the Grand Canyon?
Really?
Yes.
Someone's going to have to fact check her on this.
Fine, fact check me. But listen, NASA owns a portion of the inside of pyramids. Okay. I believe that they were able to harness some sort of magnetic energy from the stars to build the pyramids.
And this is the same woman telling me all this right now.
I don't believe in astrology.
Does not believe in aliens or astrology or anything like that.
Okay. Well, no. Okay. So
I am seeing like both. I'm seeing accounts that say that no, it's not true. Then there's some that say it is true.
Some say it's true. Some say it's not.
Choose your next words wisely.
I think that. Let me just read this. I'm moving on. I'm gonna get way too political.
We're gonna have to do one podcast where we do all
the conspiracy theories that I believe.
Because I'm telling you guys, she fucking
No,
there's something she'll send me. So we're not on it. We've been talking about for a few days to watch the new Nickelodeon.
That
what's
what?
that?
Quiet on set.
Oh yes, Quiet
Yes.
on Set.
Yeah,
Yes.
Quiet on Set.
Yes.
I thought you were telling us.
I thought you were saying Quiet on
I thought
Set.
Juan
Quiet on
was
Set.
telling us to speak.
Yeah.
Hey, quiet on set. Really taking the producer role seriously over there.
Oh man.
No, okay, because I don't believe it all, but there's certain it's weird that
No, I agree.
the Nickelodeon splat is the exact same shape of Epstein Island.
Yeah, there is some weird coincidences.
That the Disney cruises would stop at Epstein Island.
Yeah, we're gonna have to save all this, and we're gonna
Okay.
dedicate.
Can I just go back to my astrology before
Yes,
you
please.
just pick me apart?
Please, because I'm gonna do a whole episode where I pick you apart. So please,
Deal.
yeah.
Whatever. I will be thoroughly prepped.
I love this.
All right.
Yeah.
Aries and Aries, the compatibility of me and you.
Okay, good, because I have one here too. For
Okay.
it.
All right.
Okay.
Let me just read what I have.
Yeah.
Boredom can be the kiss of death for an Aries. So the best aspect of an Aries relationship
Yeah.
is their spontaneity. Even their fights will always keep things new and exciting,
okay.
and they will never be bored with one another. However, the ability of both to move on quickly after fights is likely to be the saving grace of an Aries relationship.
Holy
We
shit.
move on from fights so fucking fast.
Okay, so
that's interesting.
now reading this. Okay, my goal right now is to get her to start believing in.
But
Okay,
that's
and
the
then
thing.
here's
But I also, just because it's a personality trait doesn't mean the moon and the stars decided. Like,
Yeah.
we just have good personalities where we can put things behind us.
or we were born in the Aries. Okay, here's mine, and this is from zodiacsign.com.
But no, this is my thing. Sorry. Like, you can't tell me if you were born one day earlier, you'd be a different sign and a different person.
I don't know.
Okay, go.
Yeah, I don't know what that would be, but here's mine. Imagine two handsome naked people banging their
yes.
heads against a brick wall.
Oh, no.
This might be the best possible image to make you understand the mindset of Aries, especially when there are two of them. Okay.
Whatever.
With their self-respect aiming high and strong personalities, it is easy for these two to take off their clothes and enjoy one another.
Love it.
We just talked this last
This does
episode
say-
about being naked.
Sexual compatibility, 90%.
Their biggest problem could be their possible selfishness. Damn. Since sexual harmony,
You are really selfish.
I am. Admittedly, I am.
Just kidding.
Since sexual harmony is probably the most important segment of the relationship to their sign, ruled by Mars, this might lead to fights in the exchange of many sharp words.
Oh, no.
The worst possible scenario is if one of them thinks extensively about the other's satisfaction, while the other has no awareness of the needs of their giving partner. Since Mars is a planet primarily connected to sex as a means to continuation of the species, it is quite often that two Aries partners lack the ability to satisfy each other in a sensual Venus way.
Oh.
I don't know what that means. Mars will stand for satisfaction. I'm having a really hard satisfaction in the physical sense, but no Venus, no emotion. Hence, there might be a lack of true human interaction in this segment of relationship. Their thoughts must be turned to their partner with no exception if they're planned for their sexual relationship to work.
Okay.
Yeah, interesting,
I don't know
right?
what the hell any of that means. It does say that our...
ready?
Okay.
Sorry, I'm going to go. There's a specific behavior of Aries that almost always show if they're telling the truth. They start acting defensive and get angry a lot.
So maybe I'm not bipolar. I'm just an Aries.
Now, you can imagine how two Aries would look together if they weren't honest. Pretty much like children at the playground fighting about nothing at all while keeping some sort of unnatural closeness to neutralize the feelings of guilt. I don't know. There's some of those things.
Some things are there, I guess. But I feel like that's the hard thing with me when it comes to like psychics and this and that. It's like, okay, tell me it'd be hard for you to surprise me. A lot of times
Yeah.
it's, you know, a trick that you just say things that just align with everybody. So
Yeah.
you feel like it's going to agree. I just feel like there isn't any proof for me that astrology and the fire signs and Aries and this means anything, because
I think it's earth, wind, fire, and water or something. I think are all the
mean, if I could pick a sign, I'd be fire, of course.
Is that what we are?
We're
Aries.
fire
Okay.
signs.
Yeah. Okay, tarot cards, any of that? Do you believe in any of that stuff?
Don't even get me started.
I know, all that witchcraft and wizardry.
I don't believe in ghosts. I do believe in like spirits, like good and evil spirits and stuff like that. It would be really hard for me to go to like a card reader or a tarot card reader and believe anything they said. I'm a big skeptic.
Yeah.
And I'm a skeptic. Oh, Juan had a thought. What is it? We should.
That's
bring one
another
on,
good guess.
because I would love to be convinced otherwise. I'm such a skeptic. Like in that, I feel like that's what makes me a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah.
Because there's proof in our world for so many different scenarios.
Yeah.
It's not that I necessarily believe that the pyramids were, okay, that one I kind of do believe. I think they had technology that we can't even wrap our heads around. That one I've done a lot of research on. But
so you think before you go, you think the Egyptians had some sort of technology that we
do not have the capabilities of harnessing today? Yes.
So I have heard, and I wish I could remember.
What about in Florida? There's that place in Florida. There I saw.
There's a guy, right?
Yes.
Who? Okay.
He built all these structures.
Yeah.
And nobody knows how he did it. And it still exists today. And it's all built out of stone. And they don't understand how he was able to create these huge, like it's like a castle.
Coral Castle.
Coral Castle.
Yeah.
Coral Castle. We'll have to. It's been a long time since I've looked into it. But Coral Castle, he was able to build these things out of heavy stone, and nobody knows how he does it alone.
Yeah.
And the theory is that he was able to I watched this on like National Geographic. He was able to like capture some sort of magnetic field or energy that the Egyptians used to build the pyramids. It's in Florida.
I know exactly. I've read a little bit about this. Yeah, I don't know. It's
okay. This is my ask of the fans and listeners.
Yeah,
we need you to comment conspiracy theories that you either believe or don't believe.
Yes, I love
that you
this.
want us to talk about.
Yeah, this is gonna be next episode.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna talk anymore.
So the
about
guests that we want on, I want to bring on an astrologer or like a tarot card reader or a psychic, a medium.
So here's the thing about like tarot cards, and especially because a lot of I feel like a lot of people go to tarot card readers and psychics when
they're
they're
in search
going
of
through
something.
Grief. Yeah, they're in search. They're going through grief. They're looking for love, stuff like
Yes.
that. So, although I don't know. Yeah, I don't really think I believe in it. But I will say this: if I went to a card reader and did this thing, and they said, something was gonna happen at this date, it would fuck me up mentally. And I would think, even if I don't believe in it,
like
it would still be in my head.
It's like the question, if you had the opportunity to know the day that you die, would you?
Oh gosh, I don't even like talking about that. That's crazy.
It is.
Yeah.
Would you want to know?
No, I would not.
No, me either. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do some fan questions.
Okay, do you have some?
Oh yeah, we're
Okay.
like in the hot seat. Actually, yeah, some fan. I mean, unless you want me to go into more about or.
No, let's save the. I want to do a whole episode on that.
Okay, 2 relationship ones.
Okay.
That were written in, kind of. They're questions for you that I really thought were interesting.
Okay.
This is gonna go back to the sexy side of the podcast. We're gonna stay away from all the conspiracies.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
What is the sexiest thing that you've seen me do for OnlyFans? I guess maybe the one thing that like turned you on the most, because I show you all of my content.
Yeah. Kind of like last night's little segment. Did you know that I was gonna say
No,
that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, last night's was fun. Yes, for those, nothing crazy, but it was
It
just
felt
sexy.
crazy to me.
Well, the off camera. But anyways, yes, it was sexy. Gosh, of course, like, you know, like any guy, your photo shoots with other girls and stuff is always really fun to.
Wow.
I'm sorry, I'm being honest.
That is really telling.
I'm being honest. No, I don't mean it like that.
So I have another question.
Okay, gosh,
would you ever be interested in a threesome?
I don't know how to answer this.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know what to say on here.
That's fine. Do you think
I
that
don't know what to say. I don't know what's going to get me in trouble.
Do you think OnlyFans has sparked up our sex life?
Do I think OnlyFans has sparked? No, well, I won't say that because I feel like from day one we've always had a really strong sex.
There's times I'll be trying stuff on for you just so you can be like, hey, do you think this is hot? And then we'll end up
of course
making love.
Yeah, but I think I wouldn't say that it's sparked anything per se, because like I said, I think we've always had a strong
but I pretty much dress like this 24/7, so I do think that me being in lingerie and sexy stuff in front of you
for sure
is a good change up.
Yeah, I mean, it's, you know, going to the photo shoots and seeing stuff is fun for me too.
Yeah,
like
I'm not just an old married hag. I'm
no, exactly,
somewhat hot still.
Yeah,
even though I'm 30 now.
30.
I'm
old.
30 now. Ooh,
yeah.
Someone said my body's looking fire. Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Hold on. It takes me a second to go through the questions because I have to filter them.
Yeah.
No little filter.
Where are we at? Perfect.
Oh, great. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, the best martial arts for women.
Ooh, best martial arts. I've got my opinion on that.
I do too. And, you know, Dana actually just did a podcast about this or something.
Okay.
And he mentioned, which I wholeheartedly agree.
Yeah.
That women, if you're going to put your girls in sports, put them in jiu-jitsu.
Yes. But I specifically, in my opinion, gi jiu-jitsu is the best martial arts for women.
100%. It is practical scenarios that women would get into to save themselves from, you know.
Yeah, because, you know, so for me, gi jiu-jitsu is more practical. I mean, really for anyone, but for a woman, because
bodily autonomy.
Yeah, whatever. Our bodies, our physiology or whatever. You know, women are not as strong as men.
Yes.
You know, so I feel like gi jiu-jitsu presents more opportunities to utilize like your opponent's own self-clothing against themselves in a way like where when it's no gi jiu-jitsu, you have nothing to hold on to. There's like less vantage points and whatnot.
Yes,
and so
you use every bit of the other person's clothing.
And out in the streets and stuff like that, you're not going to be in rash guards like trying to defend yourself. You know, it's like.
But I also see gi working too if you don't have clothes on. Like if someone didn't have a shirt on or they don't have to have their gi coat or a heavy jacket on for the gi jiu-jitsu to work. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, pants, but yes, if I could recommend any martial arts for a female, it would be gi jiu-jitsu. Over kickboxing, over anything.
I would say what Dana said, and I agree with what he said. It was jiu-jitsu 100% first, and then a little bit of like kickboxing, a little bit of Muay Thai.
Yeah. No, definitely. I mean, it makes you more of a dangerous, you teach.
Well, and you think about like when girls get into street fights, right? The first thing, let's talk about not even a guy-girl scenario, not you trying to attack me.
Yeah.
You know, street fights that girls get into, the first thing they do is they pull hair and they're yanking them down. Like getting some situational awareness with like Muay Thai where you can like tie somebody up, you know how to like protect your face, you know how to create space, get distance.
Yeah.
It's like also the on your feet aspect would apply more in like lower risk scenarios, getting in street fights with other girls or cat fights, but it still is going to help you learn how to defend yourself.
Yeah.
And just get some confidence. I mean,
for sure. Yeah. And your point exactly, the distance, like learning distance management, because
Yep.
the distance management for grappling and striking is different. So I mean, what you would want the most is, especially if a male was attacking a female, is you would want to stay away as the female and strike, hit the groin or whatever, and try to keep your distance. But the guy's going to come grab you, and then obviously that's when your jiu-jitsu and stuff takes over. So
Is calling somebody so I said on my Instagram,
yeah.
ask away, you crazy animals, for the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a very normal thing to say, right?
Yeah.
Someone commented, like, how dare you call your fans crazy animals? You're going to regret this one day.
What?
Do you know what crazy, like, it's like, you crazy animal. That's like cute.
Yeah.
What?
Home Alone.
Yeah, Home Alone. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
you
Home
crazy
Alone.
animals. Yeah.
Yeah, it's from like Home Alone. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe they don't. Maybe he's from a different country and that means something else.
Yeah. I got chastised once because I called one of my boys or my friends like my dog or something, and
You can't call someone your dog?
it was in college, and this girl was like, that's such a douchey thing, like anyways, it was, I was like, what? It's
my dog.
it's my homie, my dog. Yeah. Anyways,
Well.
people take things, and
Sorry, I
yeah.
called you guys crazy animals, but I do think you guys are crazy animals.
Yeah.
I see these messages.
Yeah.
I'm a crazy animal too. Oh my gosh. Someone says I'm looking so beautiful and elegant, and I thought it said that I look like an elephant.
You're looking so beautiful, an elephant.
You look like an elephant. That would hurt my feelings. Gosh, a lot of them are just sex questions. A lot about my feet.
Yeah, but truly write in on the conspiracy theories, because I would love to do a
Yes.
full episode on that, and write them in soon so we can read them and do a little bit of research on
Yes,
some
because
stuff.
I want to have
So,
an opinion
yeah.
on all of it. And then also, we'll skip questions for today.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah. So I want to know one, and then other guests that you'd like to have. I really think us having a relationship coach on, or a relationship psychologist, would be cool, because I do want to know, like, the psychology between a relationship and what makes it really work. But I mean, I want them to read us.
Yeah, for sure.
Do relationship counselors or whatever think we're gonna make it?
Oh, they're going to pick us apart.
We're
They're
gonna
going to
make
pick
it.
me apart. Yeah.
I want to pick you apart. All
All
right.
right.
Let's go back
Well,
to our family. We got a bunch of crazy kids out there waiting for us. We need to go.
Yes.
You're gonna go beat them up, and I'm gonna spoil them.
Yeah, they have to be really quiet right now. So
And
time
that
to-
was hard for
Yes.
an hour. Well, this is a kick-ass love story.
Yep.
Your host, Paige Van Zant, Austin Vanderford, Dennis Vanderford, getting a little break from the kids on the couch.
Yep, taking a nap.
Taking a little nap. All right, we are on YouTube, OFTV, Spotify, Deezer, iHeartRadio, Apple, anywhere you get your podcasts. So listen to us. Keep subscribing. We appreciate 200,000 subscribers.
Yes, thank you so much.
Yeah,
and
thank you to the fans. Wait, what?
Kickass cocktails.
Oh, and next
Kick-Ass
week we are
cocktails.
officially filming a Kick-Ass cocktail, Kick-Ass cocktails with Paige Van Zant. It'll be my cocktail episode. I'm going to share my favorite cocktails that I drink, tequila forward, and then also any cocktails you want me to make for you.
Awesome.
All right, that's it. We did it.
Out.